What's going on, everybody? This is LC Muscles here, back in a brand new video. Sorry for the late start. I just want to make sure we were live first and everything was sent to the right people. So with that being said, I just wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts on this game. The Steelers win over the Philadelphia Eagles 38-29. I wanted to put this also this time because, number one, I was busy all weekend. I wanted to see a little of the Vikings-Seahawks first half. I didn't watch too much of it, but the Seahawks look absolutely garbage right now. So I figured I'd go ahead and go live while a game was at halftime, see if I can get some viewers. So what a week this was for the NFL. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see everything because I was working a soccer tournament all weekend, but I was able to catch the Steelers game. I was able to listen to the game through the radio, pretty much through while I was working some of the games. And I pretty much listened to most of the game on the radio before the last like 5 minutes of the last 10 minutes of the game. And now the Steelers won, and I was able to watch some of the highlights as well, be able to watch the rest of the video. And I was able to go ahead and get my thoughts on the game. Before I do that, though, I think you guys know what's coming. It's the best sound you can make. It's a victory lap. It's not a victory lap without this song. So here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and put this on and get to enjoy the victory. There we go. So the Steelers once again win the game. Our offense looked absolutely really good, and for the most part, I will say though that Google's been slow. The NFL stuff, I agree, but the good thing is I was able to catch a majority of the big things that happened. There were a few games I'm just like I really don't care to talk about. Houston, Jacksonville. Houston won. Congratulations. You got a free win. Jacksonville's awful. The Cardinals, Jets. Come on. We all knew the Cardinals were going to have one. Joe Flacco's way past his prime. And this is just, it's bad. There are some other really bad games. The Falcons losing the Panthers. I predict the Panthers would win. That was my coin flip game of the week. Thank God I picked the Panthers because the Falcons, please fire Dan Quinn tomorrow. Please fire him. Because, dude, he's awful. The 49ers got stomped by the Dolphins. The Steelers won. The Chiefs got upset by the Raiders. Wow. I was actually cut the last bit of it once the Steelers game was over. So Raiders, congratulations on beating the Chiefs. First team to beat the Chiefs this year. And it's the first time that the Super Bowl champion has lost this early in the season, from what I remember. Especially with the Chiefs. I did not think they were going to win that game. Rams over Washington, the big story there. The Rams defense looked great, but Alex Smith is finally back in football. That was one of the best stories going the season. When is he going to come back? I'm so glad he's back in the NFL now. Alex Smith, for not playing in over 675 days, did not look that bad. I'm glad he played. The Ravens, they didn't look that good. To be honest with you guys, the Ravens looked awful. But they won 27-3. They put up 49 points last time they played the Bengals. Winning 27-3 is a bit concerning for the Ravens. I will say that. Browns beat the Colts barely. I'm surprised. I thought the Colts were going to play a lot better. I guess Phillip Rivers can't really win unless he gets a touchdown pass, can you? And the Cowboys, Dak Prescott with that injury. Oh, that almost threw up. I saw that injury, and I was just like, oh, my God, that was bad. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in so far. Let's get into the Steelers game because the Vikings are absolutely whooping the Seahawks right now. Steelers-Eagles game. I'm going to go in depth with the game and just give my thoughts. Offense looks pretty strong for the most part. Randy Fichtner, I'll give you a lot of credit. I know Steel Maiden did his victory lap as well. I'll give Randy Fichtner credit. He had a good offensive game plan. That's like the first time I'm actually going to say this, but his offensive game plan for the Eagles was actually really good. And this is the first time they put up more than 27 points in almost 40 games. That's unreal. That this offense really has not performed until, well, they needed to play the Eagles, and this was a wake-up call for them. And thank God they won like this. I was expecting them to put up like 28 points, maybe 30, but I did not expect 38. Great job, man. Great job for Randy Fichtner. Steven Nelson, 2 interceptions today, looked pretty good for the most part, and he had a really good game. So Steven Nelson had a great game. Steelers defensive line, other than a 1 Miles Sanders run, which I think was an absolute fluke. I think it was just the lack of tackling. The run defense showed up for the most part. But my big star, Ray McLeod, also had a great run as well. Like the play calling was really good. Ray McLeod had a really good. Yeah, he's proven why he's a very underrated receiver. And my big star of the day is Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool absolutely looked great today, man. Chase Claypool, 4 total touchdowns, 7 catches, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then he also had three rushes for 6 yards. Chase Claypool, what a day he had, man. An absolute baller game. And I like to call him, as the title in this video, Mapletron. He also calls, this is his nickname. Mapletron had his big game, big debut. He deserved my game ball for the offense. Defense played the best they could. I will say, though, Joe Hayden and Mike Hilton did not have the best games today. They really were getting burned by Travis Fulgham, which Travis Fulgham, I will give him credit. He had a really good game, but our pass defense needs to improve. Minkah Fitzpatrick, honestly, the problem is he's not really getting the turnovers like he did last year, which honestly is disappointing because at this point, Minkah, I was hoping was going to get at least 1 turnover at some point in the first couple of games. But we're now a quarter of the way this season. He hasn't gotten any turnovers yet, and I'm a little concerned. Maybe it's because people aren't throwing to him, or I don't know what it is, man. But Minkah, man, I need you to step up, man. I need you to get some turnovers. I know we got 2 turnovers today from Steven Nelson's interception, but one of them, come on, it was a gimme. The other interception was really good, but once again, we could only go 1 game without giving up the ball, and we had Eric Ebron. As half and half as he of a game he had, he left the 1 turnover that led to the Eagles scoring, or it was close to scoring. No, it was the one where they went to the field goal and they missed, a 57-yarder. It's just, man. That was really disappointing for Eric Ebron. I'm glad he played good, but he needs to learn to protect the ball and not drop it. Please. Just please protect the ball. That's all I'm asking you to do. The running game, honestly, had some moments. James Conner did enough. He only had 44 yards, but he did enough that he needed to do for the game. He had some good runs, but I'm hoping he'll get back to a 100-yard game next week. And I'll talk about next week's game in a little bit, but before I do that, I want to get into the officiating a little bit. Ron Torbert had an absolutely awful game as the officiating today. The officiating was pretty bad. It was nowhere near the levels of Adrian Hill bad, but this was bad it was just bad in general, man. There were so many questionable calls. And looking back at the game highlights, man, I was just like, how could you call 90% of these fouls? Like, the Chase Claypool, he could have had a 5th touchdown if it wasn't for his quote-unquote pass interference call, which I do not think was even close to that. Even on the defense, even on the Eagles' end, he called some bad calls. Like, the officiating, like I keep saying it, and Steelman said this thing too, it's getting worse and worse every year. And what is it going to take for the officiating to improve? I know in the last collective bargaining agreement, you went on strike because you didn't want to get enough, and then finally you came back after 3 weeks. But there's no way you could do this for a whole season, man. And, The fact that you were literally had to get the replacement refs to get you to come back and you guys are just not improving 10 years later, it's not a good sign, man. And I'm really disappointed. There's not many good referees out there anymore. The only ones I can really point out to being good referees are Jerome Boger, Sean Hockley, maybe Bill Vinovich on his good day, but there were a couple other young referees that are good, but the problem is a lot of these older referees are just not that good anymore. And thank God Walt Anderson retired last year. He was so bad. Thank God we do not have him. We have Land Clark this year replacing him. God, like I could not stand Walt Anderson, man. He was awful. But overall, though, I just want to say, though, the officiating could be a lot better. And I really hope things get better for the officiating wise. We moved to 4-0. Cannot complain about that. Our defense, like I said, my hate week, we need to get at least 5 to 6 sacks. We got 5 sacks. We're now at 61 consecutive games with the sack. That is the second longest streak all time. I think the longest is 70 games. I really want us to break that record, man. Our defense is just continuing to play well. I think we took back the lead from the Colts for sacks-wise because the Colts have played 5 games. We've only played 4, and I think we have more than them by 1. So I'm just really happy that the defensive line is playing extremely well, and I really want the defense to improve. Now, next week we got the Browns, who I think are another phony team, just like the Ravens. They really have not been playing the best competition. The Colts, let's be honest, the Colts are okay, but they're not great. Their defense, they literally had to play one good team. That's the Chicago Bears. But when they play real teams, most of the time they falter. They barely beat the Bears. And the secondary, yes, most of the secondary was pretty bad. Joe Hayden and Hilton were the problems. And next week, the Browns do have some offensive prowess that they can use. They do have some weapons. They have Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper, Harrison Bryant. They will be without Nick Chubb, though. He will not be playing until the next matchup, which I don't even know if will play the Week 17 game because this is our only matchup against him until Week 17. So, and we play him at home. We play the Browns at home. They have not beaten us in Pittsburgh since 2002. And we really need to keep the pressure up and have our defense play a lot smarter. I don't know what it is, man, but the second half against Houston, the Steelers defense played great, but the second half against the Eagles today, Keith Butler really did not have a good game plan, to be honest with you. And we need to have what the Steelers defense against the Texans, we need to have that next week against the Browns because, 2003, that's my bad. Yeah, 2003, because that was the year we went 6-10. But the thing is, we need to improve on our end. We need to improve in our pass defense. Our rush defense, honestly, is pretty good. Miles Sanders only got lucky on that one run because we just couldn't tackle on that one run. But our tackling is going to improve. And that was just a one lucky break. Honestly, though, we kept Miles Sanders in check after that. So, honestly, I think we really need to just play a little bit better, smarter on the defensive back end, and we need to cause more turnovers. We're still only at a +2 positive. We're only at a +2 differential, and we should be higher. It's just because we're giving the ball away. So we cannot have another giveaway. We need to cause more turnovers, and we just need to play better football. Our defensive line is doing what they can. It's just up to the backfield now to make the plays. So that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. I didn't want to make this too long. I just wanted to go ahead and give my quick thoughts for the game. I know it's a little late, but when you work all day from 8 a.m. till about 3:30 and then have to drive 3 hours home, yeah, I had to really take a break after that, and I was just physically exhausted. So I wanted to come on here a little late. I'm sorry, but next week will be a lot better. I promise you guys. And I'll probably watch the game. At home. So with that being said, guys, this is LC Muscles signing out for you guys. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Let's go Steelers. Hate week will be out Thursday. I'm going to start working on it probably Tuesday, to be honest, because I'm probably going to take Monday off and relax. So, yeah, be looking forward to that painting game pick'ems Wednesday night. With that being said, see you guys later. Stay awesome. Let's go Steelers. Have a good night, guys.